In a similar incident, a diesel tanker overturned in Wadeville, Germiston today. It's believed the tanker was carrying 30,000 litres at the time of the crash. Authorities had to fend off several people who tried to siphon diesel from the overturned vehicle. Let's unpack the dangers of siphoning fuel, especially after such accidents, with Warren Tucker, a motoring journalist. Very good evening to you, Warren. Thank you so much for your time. I mean, we saw images of people coming to this massive truck with buckets, pouring in the fuel in these buckets, trying to get away with as much as they can. What are the dangers?
Yeah. Look, in South Africa, you know the story there. People looked at something, saw an opportunity and went for it. Luckily, it wasn't petrol. If it was petrol, we'd have a whole other story, especially after the whole incident in Boksburg. You see, with diesel is not flammable. Diesel is combustible. So diesel requires compression to ignite or very high temperatures. So in this situation, people making off with buckets and buckets of diesel, the explosive factor wasn't there. However, diesel on its own is toxic. It's a very toxic chemical. Spillage will result in the road being extremely slippery for both motor vehicles and pedestrian traffic. So, when you see something like that, it's best to stay away. Short-term gain, picking up a bucket of diesel, long-term to your health, it's just not good. It's a chemical. It's a petroleum-based chemical. It is toxic.
What about those who may be getting the diesel, putting it in a bucket, hoping to later pour it in their cars? I mean, what would happen in such an instance?
Well, given the fact that it rained today, that diesel must be contaminated with water. Most vehicles have systems to get rid of the water through filtration. However, again, you're going to put in a bucket of diesel, 5 litres of diesel, and you could cause tremendous harm to your vehicle that could result in thousands and thousands of rands worth of repairs, having to change high-pressure diesel pumps, having to change filters, having to get your tank drained because of fuel contamination. Again, short-term gain, long-term loss. Just don't do it. Don't go near a tanker.
And what could some of the dangers be when in storing this diesel in a plastic container, hoping to perhaps store it, which also has its own challenges and dangers, to later use it, perhaps maybe not for an actual vehicle, but maybe a lawnmower or one that may require diesel?
Well, in this situation, remember there's fumes being emitted from the diesel. And these fumes are toxic, number one. Number two, this product, people will keep the diesel in a bucket and maybe keep it for a week or two, or for when they might require that specific diesel. What you're going to end up with there is you're going to have a residue. Diesel and all the moisture in there, the diesel will attract that moisture, and you will sit with a film or a layer of water on top of the diesel. You're going to just end up with problems because you're now going to put that into your lawnmower or your weed eater, and water, diesel, combustion doesn't mix, doesn't work. The thing's not going to work. You're going to have to send it in to have repairs done. So again, just, don't do it. Just leave it alone.
Very well. Thank you so much for that sound advice. We leave it there for now. Warren Tucker, a motoring journalist, speaking about the dangers of a diesel tanker which overturned in Germiston. Of course, people coming in with their buckets hoping to reuse it. But, of course, you've heard the word of caution. Don't do it. It will be costly and dangerous.